very bright today. The sun feels very harsh. I don't know why. But I don't know. It's almost like there's more glare today than there has been this week. Apparently the temperature is around about 28 degrees Celsius or 83 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's a little bit high. I think it's just lower than that, maybe around 25 or so. But that's our not so trusty weather station. Well, there's not too much going on this afternoon for us. We haven't had much luck. Mishman, you asked if it's my last drive today. It's not. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is my last drive with you for a while, actually, for about a month. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back sometime in October again. But yeah, last drive for this little stint that I helped out with. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. Had some amazing sightings. A lot of leopard, a lot of lions. Had those lions, all 4 Birmingham males at the kill right outside camp. So we were really fortunate, really fortunate. But yes, I shall be back in October again. I've got going up to the Timbavati, and I'm going to Londolozi. There's still some elephant tracks here. They look like they were heading down towards the dam. Chitwa Dam is just in that direction, not far from us. So we're going to go and have a look around there, see if we find anything. Oh, look at this young Nyala. Hold on, let me try and get a view here for you, Seb. Is that okay? Oh, beautiful young Nyala. I wonder where the... Oh, there's the mother. Never mind, found her. Beautiful. I love seeing these young animals. Looks like we've got a baby or a youth theme for this afternoon. Steph with that beautiful hippo calf. And we've got a Nyala lamb. Having a tinkle. Don't tell anyone I said that, please. It is urinating. That is the correct term. That is beautiful. Very cute little Nyala lamb. Look a little scruffy, don't they? There it goes, following the female, the mother. Laura Moore, you say it's got such a fluffy tail. They do. The Nyala do have big, bushy, fluffy tails. The sun is harsh. Sorry, Seb. I don't know why. My eyes are very sensitive today. I can't look at you.
Oh, I'm too bright for you.
You're too bright, Seb. Now, the other day we drove down here, we found young Hosanna, and he was walking through this area and walked straight into Chitwa camp. You never know, maybe we bump into him again in this area. Not sure where he is. Lots of tracks of just anything just yet. Maybe they've been and gone already. I wouldn't say if I were you. Riser, now you asked where is the nearest baobab tree? I'm trying to think, Riser. Oh, the Ellie's down there. Oh, well spotted, Seb. Hold on, let's see if, oh, right down here, right below us, actually. Let's see if we can get a view through here. See, I thought I saw the elephant tracks heading this way. Can you get it through there, Seb? There we go, everyone. We've found some elephant. What a nice surprise. Now, I'm just trying to think, right, so the nearest baobab tree. Now, as far as I know, they aren't in the Sabi Sands. You start seeing them a little bit further north. I know Hoedspruit, the nearest town, there are some baobab trees around there, but I wonder if they haven't been planted in those areas. I wonder in the Manyaleti if they've got baobab trees up there. In the Timbavati, there are one or two in the Timbavati I've seen, but not many. The further north you go, the more baobab trees you start seeing. He's smelling us. First time, or rather, should I rather say, it's not often you get to look down on an elephant. Oh, it's very windy at the dam. Beautiful female. Oh, where are the others? There's a young one coming behind it. Can you hear the green-backed heron calling? There it goes. Just flew out of the drainage line. Maybe the elephants disturbed it. This is nice. Well, at least we found one of the animals we set out to look for this afternoon. And no luck with the with the leopard just yet. I can find hippo. Almost guaranteed I can find hippo. We're right here at Chitwa Dam, and as you know, there's a lot of hippo around here. But no luck with the leopard. We'll try in that area maybe a little bit later, but at least we've got some elephant to enjoy for now. We'll see what else comes down to the dam. Seb, I wonder if I reverse a little bit down to the back there, won't there be a gap to form through there? Yeah. Almost eye level with it?
Yes.
Let's see, let's try that. It might be a bit easier. Let me just reverse quickly. Jason, you say your favorite animals are elephants. Oh, Jason, they're one of my favorites too. I love the elephant. Let's see if we get a better view from here. Is that okay, Sept? I wonder where the rest of them are. I do see one or two more further down in the drainage line. But at least we're out of the wind over here. Beverly, no, the animals and birds won't alarm call at the elephants. The elephants aren't a threat to any of the animals. They're just a large herbivore, so there's no reason for any animal to alarm call at an elephant. I mean, they'll probably stay out of their way, but they won't alarm call. Yeah, sure, let me try. Stacy, you asked, will the mother or the adult female leave the herd to have a young, like lions do in lion pride? No. The females will stay within the herd, Stacy, and what will happen is usually the herd will form a circle around that female, and they get what's the word? They get quite excited when the female comes into labor and she's ready to give birth. They'll try and protect her. They'll be very, very cautious, make sure there are no predators around. So the herd will stay around and she'll stay within the herd. So very different to that of lions. And very soon after that little calf is born, it will be able to stand up and move around a little bit with the herd. Now what happens there is the elephant calf is born precocial. It means it is able to get up and move around, it's able to see, and it can keep up with the herd very soon after birth, whereas lion cubs are born altricial. Now that means they are completely helpless, they're blind, and they need to rely on the female to look after them for the first few months. So, very different, the precocial elephant calf and the altricial lion cub. Same goes for certain bird species. Some birds are born without feathers, helpless, blind, and in nests, whereas other birds are born precocial. Let's say, for example, the best example, an ostrich. Ostrich chick, when it hatches, it's able to hatch and then move around very soon after it hatches. So that is precocial. Same as, what else? The scrub hare, the nocturnal.
There we've got the rushing rapids for you. Sorry about losing your picture over there. You know, we have these gremlins from time to time creeping up into the system. Why don't we go over to cul-de-sac crossing where we've still got Mommy Hippo. She's moved a little bit from where she was. She's now moving downstream and hopefully to a slightly easier place for baby to swim. Here you can see that she's still in the strongest part of the current, keeping away from the hippo here closest to you that are busy looking on with some inquisitiveness. I hope she goes further down, there in the back in that shadowed area there. It's a much easier place for baby to relax in. And I'll go a bit closer and see exactly what's going on over here. There, little baby is there. What a fantastic afternoon. Philip, you wanted to know if this is freshwater or saltwater. Philip, we're coming to you live from Kenya, which has a coastline, but we at the moment probably about a 9-hour drive from the coastline. This river that you're looking at now is the Mara River. It originates in the Mau Highlands in central Kenya, maybe just a little bit center to center western Kenya, and is rainfall derived mainly, fed by groundwater obviously. This river originates in the mountains and terminates in Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria then empties into the Nile, and from the Nile empties into the Mediterranean Sea, probably 6,000 kilometers from here. I don't know exactly how long the Nile is, but it's an incredibly long river. I think it's the world's longest river. Might be the Amazon, Nile, I don't know, one of them. Nile, Mississippi, Amazon, I get confused with which one is the biggest, and without Google right in front of me now, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but definitely one of the top 5 longest rivers in the world, if not the longest. So this water will eventually end up, probably a couple of decades or maybe even a century or two from now, in the Mediterranean. However, we are closest to the Indian Ocean. We are, as the crow flies, I would imagine that we are probably about 400 or 500 kilometers from the Indian Ocean right now. But this is not salt water. This is fresh water. But why that's a good question is because we were obviously looking at these hippo. And it is not uncommon to see hippo on the beach. And although hippo are and can survive in estuaries, mangrove estuaries that have a much higher saltwater content than what freshwater does, obviously, and they can go into the surf. It's not uncommon to find hippos in the surf on the beach, but they don't live there for very long. So while they don't like it for very long. It won't kill them unless they drink it, obviously. But yeah, it's a good question there, to be quite honest with you. Sorry, I just got a bit distracted by trying to see if this female hippo has now come into... That is a much better place for your baby hippo. Well done, Mom. That is a very calm place in the river. And I have no doubt that baby's going to have much to say to Mom about how much exercise she's put him through. Ali, you wanted to know if this hippo would attack if another animal entered its territory. Absolutely. Mother hippos in defense of their newborn calves are some of the most dangerous creatures on this planet. I would not venture onto the sandbank with this baby hippo there at the moment. So this mother there's every chance that she will come rushing out, gnashing her teeth and storming out at you and trying to make sure that we understand fully that she doesn't appreciate any disturbance to her baby whatsoever. And she absolutely, and that's not just to her own species, hey? It's to everybody, to humans, to lion, to buffalo, probably even to elephant in a way. Oh, that is a nice sight, isn't it? Mom and baby now completely relaxed, not having to swim against that massive current again. Christy, you would like to know if any of the other hippos would try and harm this baby. Christy, they would actually, to be honest. I don't think maliciously. You do get, every now and again, you do get a bull hippo that will have what we call displacement aggression. So he might be kicked out from another pod or be attacked by a male hippo and come and attack this female, sort of unsolicited attack or an unwarranted attack, and baby might just get in the way. Quite often bull hippo will come and try and be amorous with female hippo, and what happens then is that babies get in the way, and hippo being hippo, paranoid, low self-esteem, and of course quite aggressive. And what will happen there is that quite often babies get bitten or stepped on. And so yes, she's got every right to be concerned about her baby from the risk other hippos. Absolutely. All right, we're going to be sending you down to Byron, who's got a beautiful, beautiful picture to show you.
Oh, look at this beautiful view we've got at the moment, everyone. A African fish eagle. It did call as it landed in this tree, and it called for us. I'm hoping it decides to call again. But there's beautiful light. We actually, don't know what happened. We lost signal while we were sitting with those elephants. They moved off into a thicker drainage line. And we came across the dam, but it's very windy up on the dam wall, so we decided to park down here. It's a lot better. And we've got a wonderful view of this pod of hippo. Oh, how many hippo are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 that I can count. Listen. That's a wonderful sound. The hippo chorus. Hippo choir. Bearded woodpecker knocking in the distance. Now something else I can see that lives in the water with these hippos is a large crocodile. Have a look in the middle of the bank there. This right there. Actually, two out by the looks of things. There is the one over there. I do enjoy crocodiles. I think they're so prehistoric. Well, that doesn't look like the really big one that we see around here. No, crocodiles don't eat every day, especially these crocodiles that we have down here in South Africa. Now, at the moment, in the Mara,
very slowly and very patiently probing the grass for any insects. They're also quite fast, comb their side to side, but also from one direction or another. And then they also use their feet to dislodge insects and fish from shallower water into deep water, which they then try and ambush. They've actually got a very varied way of catching things, but none of which seem very effective. That's my comment for right now. Very bizarre. Catherine, you say you love watching them. So do I. I mean, not because they are probably the most common bird that we see common large bird that we see on the edges of the river, but also because they definitely do have that sort of air of expectancy about them. You expect them to, rip up a giant catfish and have a battle with it on the side of the river. I don't know, there's just something about these birds. I've been watching them for years in the Kruger National Park. There where Byron is now at the end of the dry season, it doesn't look like Chitwa Dam's busy drying up whatsoever, but it is definitely drier than what it should be. And of course, smaller bodies of water will be drying up this time of the year, especially as the temperature starts increasing as we go towards October. And the puddles then get shallower, and then these yellow-billed storks come from wherever and congregate in the Kruger Park to to basically just fish out these things, along with a bunch of marabou storks, vultures, and fish eagles, and other birds as well. Bree, you wanted to know, do they spend their whole day fishing? Pretty much, yes. I mean, I get to this final control at between 7 and 8 most mornings, and the cameras switch themselves on at 6:30 when the sun comes up, and pretty much you'll see a yellow-billed stork on any of these cameras right from the word go. Now, although the birds themselves don't fish, the birds themselves don't fish all day long, they definitely don't seem to have a preference as a species, at least, for early morning, midday, mid-afternoon, mid-morning. It's pretty much all day. So Bree, yeah, pretty much all day. Just have a look there. A face right up in the water. It is very cool watching this bird, I must be honest with you. Just very patiently combing through everything. All right. We've given Byron some time now to decide what his elephant's plan are coming down to Chitwa Dam. We're going to carry on watching the river for you. Enjoy.
Wow, look at the golden light at the moment. Let's see that hippo. No, thought we might get. It's actually. I wonder if you can see this golden light at the moment. It is really beautiful. My little presenter monitor, the screen is a bit dark, so I'm sure the rest of you can see it though. Hey, Seb, what is it?
Yeah, it's looking very nice.
Beautiful, hey? Time now, about almost 5:30. Do you want to try that moon, Sept? Do you think you'd see it? Oh, you can see it clearly. Look at the moon rise already. There it is. So beautiful sunset with the moon rising. I think we've got another day or two before it's full moon. I think 2 days. No, 5:30. So tomorrow, the moonrise will be exactly 45 minutes later. So tomorrow's full moon, I think. Sheila, you were asking what my plan for my vacation is. Sheila, I don't have a vacation. I don't get vacation. Are you joking? Sheila, I am actually taking a break just for a week. And I think a lot of you are going to laugh at me. A busman's holiday. Have you ever heard of that term? A busman's holiday? So I'm basically going on holiday to the bush. So doing exactly what I do for work. But I'm going with a bunch of friends. I think I should actually charge them, but I'm not. They're using me to go to the bush. And I have to guide them and cook for them. And oh no, it's a nightmare. I don't know if it is a holiday. But we're all going up to the bush for a while. For a few days. Friends from Johannesburg, so they're all looking forward to it, and I'm excited too. It's always nice. It's different to being on holiday in the bush and working in the bush. So I'll be doing that, but then business as usual with my company. So a lot of admin in Johannesburg and that, and then private guiding for a while. So not really a 2-week or 3-week break, not at all. It's just a short few-day break, but then work again. I'll rest my voice though. I won't have to speak as much. Carsten from Denmark, you wanted waterbuck. Now look at that golden light on those waterbuck on the opposite side of the dam. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'll just rest my voice a little bit. Maybe go birding. I think it was Aqua. You were asking if I've got guests on the vehicle with me, would I change my approach when following animals and viewing animals? Not at all. I would do it exactly the same way. The way I guide here is exactly the way I guide guests. I'm very sensitive towards animals and won't follow them, won't necessarily get too close. The thing with us, we're quite fortunate with the camera. We can get you up close and personal with the animals, but I always keep keep a fair distance, just enough distance that the animals don't feel threatened or feel like they're being pushed too much. So my guiding stays the same whether I've got guests in the vehicle or for safari life. The only thing though is I probably speak a lot less when I've got guests on the vehicle. And the thing is, when you are out here, you get to appreciate the sounds and the smells, and you can take everything in. So there's no need for me to ramble on a lot. Not that I suppose not ramble's a long word. Not that I think I ramble too much, but it's. Here we've got to describe the sounds and the smells to you a lot, and we're getting questions constantly. So we do speak a little bit more, but I mean, you've noticed I still enjoy some of the silences from time to time. But with guests, I definitely do speak a lot less and just allow the guests to ask questions, speak about specific things that we can see happening. And then if we'll get into in-depth conversations about things, we'll go into it, no problem. But we'll just take it as it comes, really. And we have a lot of fun, which is, as I always said, I think it's very important. Oh, there's a little yawn to the left. Oh, no, don't worry, Seb, sorry. It was a little one, that little hippo over there. Oh, it's actually not that little. Wow, the head looks small. The body's huge. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Just did a U-turn quickly and then went back into the water. Now let's see the sun. Oh. Seb, may I change positions for you for a second? I'd just like you to maybe try get that sunset, but don't really mean just. Look at the clouds in the sky and the silhouette of the trees, and just from here it's really beautiful. Look at that wonderful wispy cirrus clouds. Now they say that I think these clouds bring in some cold weather with them, so we'll see tomorrow morning. If it's cold, windy weather, I wonder. I'm going to. I think the Mara lost their internet, so we're going to be leaving the dam for now. I'm going to try and make my way into that area where we last saw that leopard this morning. Maybe he's come out now that it's cooled down. So that's our plan from here on. So let's go. I think you're going to be stuck with me for a while now. Oh dear. So send lots of questions. Send lots of questions. I hope we don't lose any signal through here. Megs, just let me know how it goes. It's just we've gone through a little bit of a drainage. If you lose us, it'll be momentarily. Drive around this branch. No, as I said, we're heading towards that area where we had the young male leopard this morning. Hopefully we have some luck this afternoon or late afternoon now this evening. And he comes out. I'll use the spotlight too. Now, Exquisite Bliss, you asked what is my perfect holiday. That's tricky. I wonder. I think an ideal holiday would be maybe some time in the bush with the friends and on a safari for about a week, and then about a week on a beach somewhere, some remote or fairly remote. It doesn't have to be completely remote area. And just on the beach, relaxing, enjoying some water sports. And yeah, I'd really enjoy it. Completely relaxing. Not in my Speedo, like Justin suggests. Don't want to scare everyone off the beach. Alright, we're going to have to keep our eyes open now. It's not really dark enough for the spotlights, I think. Not just yet. Oh, but this is something interesting. Hold on. Seb, can you see there's a little nest on this branch? Can you see here? Let me just shine there. Looks like a little nest. Just over there. Look at that. Tiny little nest just on that branch. Now, I would assume that nest would have been built in summer probably, and it's just been left there. I think when this tree's got some foliage on it, that nest would have been nicely hidden, but it's too exposed there now. Something interesting that I spotted while we're driving. Alyssa, I'm not sure, sorry if I get it wrong. You asked, what is it like being out here in the wild with the animals? It's wonderful. It really is wonderful. It's peaceful. We don't have these stresses of the city. We don't have to worry about too many people. We don't have to worry about traffic. We don't have to worry about anything really, and it's wonderful. We're very fortunate, and I never take this for granted. I love what I do, and it is difficult, you know, being away from home for long periods of time. But it's it's fun, and it works. It's lovely. It really is great. The animals are amazing. The animals are always different and surprising you, and There's a simplicity about it, I think. A wonderful simplicity. I think that's the best way to describe it. There's a water buck ahead of us. There's a few water buck around here. There they go. I've seen quite a few water buck this afternoon. It's actually a nice view there. Sorry, Seb. Very peaceful now. Also, the animals aren't necessarily nasty to one another like human beings can be at times. So I appreciate that. I actually think there's a lot we can learn from nature. General behavior, working together as a team, whether it be, if you think of a pride of lions, working together, family structures of elephants, to be learned from nature constantly. So, just a quick apology again from our side for the technical issues. We are sorting it out. We've lost the Mara, as I said. Unfortunately, we've lost the internet connection. We also know there's apparently some issues on the YouTube channel. My voice sounds a lot deeper than it already does. And that is a scary thought. So I'm sorry for that, but we are busy sorting it out. We do know there is an issue with it. Not sure how all this happens, really. It baffles me. The technical issues baffles me daily. But then again, I'm just a guide. What do I know? Alright, Seb. Let's find a leopard and then we can go home for some dinner.
Yeah, sounds good.
You see, again, my eyes are playing tricks on me. I doubt there'd be a leopard here now because there's water buck were close by. Yep, it's nothing. Just double checking. I don't want to miss anything. It's not really dark enough yet for the spotlight, but there goes a Koran, red-crested Koran. Sorry. No, unfortunately, and I chatted about it this morning, we haven't had any luck finding the Nkahuma pride on our side, so we haven't seen that female with the little cubs at the moment, so we don't know if she's still headed into the same area where she was before with those cubs. I looked around there this morning. I didn't see fresh tracks, but it's always difficult. She could go in anywhere, from any direction. So I'm not sure, Revis, I'm not sure. But we haven't had any sign, and I don't know if anyone else has found that lioness recently. They need to be patient. They need to follow that lioness back to the den, and then hopefully we'll get a view of those cubs. Or maybe not a view, just an update at least of those little cubs. I'm sure they are okay though. Eric, the poet, you were asking if I know the legend of the baobab trees being planted upside down. Well, that's obviously a myth. How do you plant a tree upside down? It is a myth, and the reason for that is because a baobab is sometimes known as the upside down tree. It looks like the roots are in the air, but that's just the shape of the baobab. They're beautiful, beautiful trees, massive. Some of them, it'll take 10 to 15 people, arms stretched out, holding hands, to surround an entire trunk of a baobab. They are massive, beautiful trees. Seb, where are we? I'm just... Yeah, I wonder if this... So unfortunately, everyone, it sounds like we won't have the Mara for the rest of the drive. So you are really stuck with us. But I promise we will try our best to keep you entertained and hopefully find something for you. But can I just show you something Seb pointed out now? Have a look at the sky. That is amazing. Seb, let me get past this tree perhaps. Sorry, watch out, watch out. Is it that okay, Seb? Round about there, is that right? Just look at this. And that is absolutely magnificent. Now, it's a bit difficult to, I think, capture this through a camera though at times. You know, the eyes are I think the best cameras out there. And the orange, reddish, deep burnt orange that is in the sky at the moment is it's breathtaking. It really is. Paula, you say it's like a painting from heaven. Well, it does indeed look like a painting. There's rich colours, the silhouettes that we've got. Really very, very beautiful. Seb, shall we continue our search for our leopard? Oh, we've got some time. I mean, who knows where he is or where he disappeared to. Could be moving around as we speak. Now this is the area that we lost him earlier this morning. And he disappeared through the thicket right at the end of the show. We were lucky, we had such a lovely sighting of him. We were patient, we watched him stalk some impala, watched him get a fright from a warthog. I think he was a bit nervous of that warthog, just watching it but not really knowing if he can hunt it or not. Warthog was very big. I think he would have definitely got into some trouble if he tried to tackle that warthog. Chastity. You really enjoy the peaceful moments with us. Well, thank you very much, Chastity. Sorry, what was that? There, what? Can you see that? The water buck there, through there. Okay. I think with the amount of water buck around, maybe this leopard isn't in the area. Maybe he's moved away. He was moving around a lot this morning, and it stayed quite cool for a long time in the morning. So when it is cooler, the leopards tend to move around. Predators in general tend to move around a lot more. Sure, there's beautiful glow behind the mountain range too, from those clouds and the sunset, the Drakensberg mountain range. Let's see if we can get a view quickly for you. Hold on. It opens up a bit here. Maybe through there, Seb. How's that? Just you can see the mountain range in the... Sorry, the angle is terrible, Sebastian. That is my fault. Is that okay? But look at that. A rich red coloration over the Drakensberg. Can hear fiery-necked nightjars in the distance. The perfect bird for this setting, I think. The fiery colour over the Drakensberg and the fiery-necked nightjar calling. That's exactly what it sounds like, everyone. It's lovely, such a nice view. Wow, we've had a stunning afternoon. Amazing colours. It's been a relaxing drive for us, I think. Just taking it easy, seeing what we can find. No luck with the predators, unfortunately. Well, not just yet. Some elephant and... Listen, everyone. Listen for a second. You might hear this. You can hear the lions calling. Lions calling in the distance, but not too far, actually. Not too far at all. Oh, now I wonder which pride that was, and let's see if we can maybe find them. I've got a sneaky suspicion, though, they are on Torchwood, and unfortunately we won't be able to go onto Torchwood. Again, it's just us out at the moment, everyone, but I think our signal should be fine. There are little dips where you might just lose us briefly, and it's the oddball spot that the signal doesn't get to. Alright, I think we might lose feed for about 30 seconds, and it's just so they can fix my deep voice on YouTube, and that is a necessity that we need to fix. So just excuse us for about 30 seconds or so. Now, we just back and we'll see what it sounds like. I just want to have a look. What are those? I hope just see a lot of eyes through there. I don't think it's. Can't actually see. Sorry, it's a bit far. I just see reddish eyes in the distance, but I wonder if it's not a herd of wildebeest or impala perhaps. I can't see. It's just too far for us to see. Just have a look again. I'm trying to listen out for those lions again. Let's see, maybe they call and we can pinpoint exactly where they are. It sounded like it wasn't too far from here. So I'm going to just sit here for a few minutes. What are those eyes that we can see? They disappear and then they're back again. That is fascinating. What are those little specks in the distance? I'm getting so much eye shine at the back there. Can you see them, Seb?
Yeah, I can, but
yeah, but I don't know what it is. They're like jumping around a bit. I don't know if it's like a party of bush babies. It's so strange. But it's just too far. Unfortunately, I can't see what they are. Bright, big red eyes.
Shine again?
I doubt it. We'll just try. Straight through there. There, can you see those eye shines, everyone? There, you can see them. But look at that. They're like flick, but it's just too far. I can't see what it is. Look, and they're like bouncing around a little bit. Jillian, you say perhaps gremlins. They're at the bottom. Let's see what that is. Let's see if it moves. What is that? That is so strange. Let's just see. Maybe we get a little glimpse on what it is. No, Lloyd, it wouldn't be fireflies. Because, you see, the fireflies, they reflect... I wonder if it's not just impalas staring and looking at us and blinking. Try again there, Seb. Don't see any eyes now. You see, that's the thing. They come and go. Sorry, Seb, just keep it on there. I'll try to see if we can get some more eye shine, eye reflection. So, Lloyd, the fireflies and that, they will give off light. And that's a very small green little light that they give off. We actually get a lot of fireflies down at the rivers. There's another one there. You see that there, Seb? What? It's just too far. This is quite a mystery, everyone. I don't know what it is. Patricia, you say the rare African one-eyed impala. But it's got like small little movements. There's another one to the left. Oh, what are these? I don't know. I can't see, everyone. I really can't see. Fred, I think you are right. I think you're right. Those are fairies. They actually migrate south this time of the year. And I think that's exactly what those are. Those are the fairies. I wonder what species of fairies. But look at them. You see that movement? It's very strange movement. I have no idea. Unfortunately, it's just too far for us. It's all right, Seb. It will remain a mystery, and some things should. Some things should remain a mystery. No, I haven't heard those lions again. So, not sure. Let us continue though. See, maybe we bump into something along the way. Thankfully, my voice has been fixed. It's no longer sounding like I don't know. What did it actually sound like? Deep what it is now. That's scary. He always thinks I think that'll be the last little section until we finish the show where we lost signal. Did you see something, Sam? No. Thought you saw something. Cape Turtle Dove, you said now we need to find a pangolin and an aardvark strolling through the night. That's exactly what we need to find. And we know that's not impossible. It's not completely impossible. Those animals are here. They do occur here. We just need to find them. They, I think they come out really late at night. But we've seen aardvark tracks on Djuma. I saw tracks 3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. We saw aardvark diggings. Pangolin, we know they're seen out here from time to time. So those animals are all here. Excuse me, everyone. I'll just have a quick sip of water. That's a bit better. It was thirsty work, this guiding. Leia, you asked what time is it here? It is 18:18, so just over 6:15 in the evening. Just past 6:15 in the evening. It's quite dark already, but as we move into summer, it will start getting darker, obviously, a bit later. No, I'm no longer birding, so... But I'm going to be looking for bush babies, maybe. Philip, you asked, what is the most common roadkill you'd find around these parts? Hopefully nothing, Philip, hopefully nothing. And the reason I say that, Philip, is because, sorry, we are guides out here and we shouldn't be driving over anything. Sorry, just thought we saw something back here quickly. Did you see something, Seb?
Maybe at this day, but I'm not sure where it was.
Let's have a look in here somewhere. Let's see.
Another ferry, maybe?
Another ferry, perhaps. I caught a glint of an eye through there, but I think it was some impala through the back of the trees. See, there's a lot of antelope through there. Maybe it was one of those, and the eyes glistening through there, they all are reflecting. So yeah, no roadkill, because the guides out here should be responsible for driving carefully on the road. I must be honest. Hang on, we're just going through a little dip here quickly. Yeah, cool. Thank you. I'm just gonna. Philip, I must be honest though. It's happened to me once before. I think, yeah, once. I didn't see a little tortoise in the road. Now, sometimes when the bush is quite thick in summer and the roads are thicker, the grass grows, it's difficult. We do try to look out for everything, and I usually spot everything, but I didn't see a little tortoise. And while we were driving, I think the tracker I was with at the time went, whoa, 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 because he saw it just too late, and we drove over it, but we had missed it. And I said, oh, no, what was that? And he said, the tortoise. I'm not sure if we got it. And I said, oh, no. And I reversed to have a look. And when I reversed, I drove over it. I didn't see it. It's a terrible story, but I know it's some might be chuckling a little bit. And we all make mistakes, and it was a little tortoise. But it's hang on, there's a scops owl calling above us somewhere. Oh no, I think this is, what is that? What birds are those? I don't want to shine on them too long. What birds are those? Doves, I think. Yeah. Where are those scops owls? It's right above in the top of this tree. I don't think we'll see it. So we all make mistakes, and we all wow, it sounds like it's calling behind us. I'm going to leave the scops owl. It's right above us. We won't be able to get the camera up there anyway. But wonderful sound. So as I said, look, we've all made the odd mistake here and there. And it was obviously not intentional, but sometimes it happens out here. But that was just a freak accident, really. But no roadkill out here. Like, if anything, I know when other people are driving through areas, things that might get hit are the nightjars, those nocturnal birds, because they sit on the road at night, and then vehicles hit them. So those are generally the only things that you might find. There's some little scrub hares off to the left. 2 of them. Eric the poet, you say, I've taught us all of you a lesson about driving carefully in the bush. You do have to be careful, but like I said, I felt terrible after that. I felt horrific, but I mean, in hindsight, I suppose it's a bit of a funny story. Your guide trying to miss the tortoise, does miss it, then reverses to have a look and then drives over it. But like I say, we all make mistakes out here, and it can happen. But I haven't hit anything else, thankfully. No leopards or lions or impala, nothing else. And I actually drive around very slowly. I mean, compared to our Ayrton Senna, the Safari Live race car driver Brent Leo Smith. I've heard some cameramen come back and say their eyes have been opened to a new kind of safari with Brent. Oh, it's a pity Brent's on leave now, so he can't even comment. But when he's back, I'm sure people will let him know. Have to mock Brent a little bit from time to time. Hope him and Jamie are having a wonderful leave. I hope James gets a break, actually. I worry about James out there on the car with Craig or Batman, just the two of them. I can only imagine the in-depth conversations that those two get into. Batman basically saying, wow, lots of wildebeest. And that'll probably be his words used up for the day. Batman, a man of very few words. Craig, the Maltese poodle, as we like to call him too. Oh dear, you see what happens when we can't find anything, everyone. We start speaking rubbish. But hopefully they will be up and running in the morning. And then tomorrow morning, as I said, my last drive with all of you for a while. But I'll be back again next month. Tristan will be back on either tomorrow afternoon, or the next morning, or the next day, actually. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'll let you know tomorrow. Tim, apparently you say my voice sounded like Darth Vader. That's scary. That's scary. I don't know if I can do Darth Vader voice. Sebastian, I am your father. Oh dear. Seb, what a beautiful moon. I think, why don't we end off looking at that beautiful moon this evening? Yeah, it is really stunning. Almost full moon tomorrow. Tomorrow is apparently full moon. It's a bit difficult to focus on it, eh? It's so bright. Or it's very bright, yeah. Wow, there we go. Well done, Seb. Beautiful moon. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Sorry about the Mara gremlins and the Mara losing their internet. I think James unplugged something because he was a little bit tired and he wanted a rest. We'll ask him about it later. I'll find out exactly. I don't think he'll tell everyone. He might tell me. So... well, that's great. But thanks to the Mara for joining us when they did. And we'll hopefully see them in the morning. But you will see myself and Sebastian tomorrow morning again on our sunrise safari. Hopefully we'll have some more luck with wonderful animals here on Djuma. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sebastian.
Thank you.
As always. And thank you, Megan. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow. good night and goodbye.